CR 2764C, State of Texas versus Lazaro Espinoza Ramos. If I gotta have parties announced for the record for the state. Defense.
Monica Guerrero for Mr. Espinosa Ramos.
All right, and we have an interpreter present. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Counsel, all of the documents are in English. Were you able to translate those with your client into Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you speak Spanish fluently?
I do, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ramos, all of the documents I'm going to go over with you are in English. Were those explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
And did you understand the documents?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramos, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Proceeding on count one.
We have no objection.
Mr. Ramos, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions? Your attorney, did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated kidnapping? That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you intend to do that and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramos, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Counsel, was your client advised of his rights as to his citizenship and the impact this plea will have on his citizenship?
He was, Your Honor.
And according to the court's notes, there was an immigration attorney from Managed to Sign Counsel.
He didn't send me a Padilla letter, but I did speak to him in person regarding my client, and he did explain to me that it is going to result in automatic deportation. I have relayed that information to my client, and he understands.
Were you advised of the consequences of entering into a plea in this case and the impact it will have on your immigration status?
Yes.
All right. And did you understand that according to the Managed to Sign Counsel and your counsel, that a plea in this cause number will result in your deportation?
Yes.
All right. Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 8 years in the prison. Take in consideration 2023 CR 2764C. And this is an aggravated kidnapping. Was there a weapon involved?
It's alleged in the indictment that there was a weapon involved.
All right. So do you understand if I find from the evidence that's presented to the court that there is a weapon involved, there will be an affirmative finding of deadly weapon? Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Did everybody understand that to be the plea? State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramos?
Yes.
All right. Did you sign the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Then to the offense in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
No objection, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Okay.
No, did you understand?
Yes, yes.
Right. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we would like to waive the PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
My client is understanding of all of this and he is anxious to get back to his home country. He is accepting responsibility today. He felt a lot of pressure from some of the other men that were there in this case. And he does fear for his life if anything else were to occur in terms of a trial. So he does want the court to accept this plea agreement so that he can return back to his country as soon as possible.
So you mentioned the word fear.
Yes,
So is he entering into this plea voluntarily?
he is judge. We've gone back and forth regarding a trial, and originally he was going to go to trial. But he thinks the other guys in the case are more dangerous and he doesn't want to also be associated with them in the trial.
All right. So Mr. Espinoza Ramos, you're voluntarily entering into this plea?
Yes.
All right. Then the court will find you guilty as previously stated, sentence you to 8 years in the prison. Take in consideration 2023 CR 2764C. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, give you credit for any time served, and there's to be no illegal reentry into the US. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yeah.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Here's the thing. You cannot build your happiness off somebody else's misery, and that's what you all were doing. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you, counsel.
Good morning. Are you Paige Martin? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes,
All right. Could I ask you to put your cigarette out? We're at a court proceeding.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm on my break at work. I didn't even know I was supposed to do this until like an hour ago.
Well, where is Jonathan?
He called me and said that his phone is not allowing him to get in it, but he's trying.
All right. Your landlord wants you to move.
I
They've
don't
been
live there,
trying
Your
to-
Honor.
You don't live there?
I have
So you don't
never
care
lived
about-
there. When my husband and I were kind of estranged, and I moved away, and he asked if I would help him put a payment on a room, and I did, because obviously I still want him, to be in our son's life. Right now we're communicating and trying to work out everything, but so they needed an ID, and he didn't have it on him, it was packed in his stuff, so I gave them my ID, and he was told, as soon as he gets it, just bring it up, and I guess he did. So I don't know why this is still in my name, but yes, Your Honor, I've never lived there. I live in Marcellus.
All right. He says your son was in the hospital. Is that accurate?
Yes, my son has come down with influenza A for a second time this year. That's actually where he's at right now. My son is with him, caring for him.
But he's not at the hospital. He's at home.
Nope, he is at home. He was in the hospital yesterday. We got home super late.
All right, so Jonathan is still there as far as you know,
Yes,
with your children?
my son, yes.
Hello?
Good morning. Is this John Martin?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
All right, this is Judge Middleton. We're all here at court in file 231725. This matter was set for 10:30. Paige Martin has joined us from her work. Mr. Andrew Rognus is here. Mr. Patel, the owner, is here, and some other witnesses are here. This matter has been bumping along for months. The landlord wants you to move. We learned from your wife that her ID got used to rent this room, but she's never lived there. You live there, but you haven't paid any rent since September. You were in one room and then they moved you to another room because the heat went out or something, but they still wish to evict you. We're here on February the 2nd. I ordered you to be here live in person today for this hearing because you always show up late. You always have a terrible connection. But your wife advised and you advised that your son is sick and you're home with him. So, Mr. Rognus, is that your representation? You still wish to have the eviction? The defendant has not paid any rent since late September.
That is correct, Your Honor. Your Honor, if in fact he's got problems with his child, we could probably wait till Monday to, do the writ.
All right.
Give him the weekend to get his child cured back up again.
The writ already entered, but the room was changed because they moved you. Mr. Martin, what's your position?
With all due respect to the owner of this place and as lawyer, I understand that what has to come, you know what I'm saying, the eviction or whatever. But I have been looking online on the 3B court district thing for case to see if anything was coming for an eviction. I explained in court that I lost half my finger. I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with life with that incident stuff. I know that the eviction has to come, and I'm fine with that, but I just don't feel like, I have this youngster hand me a letter and say, hey, this is from court, and they have court in 20 minutes, dude. And then I come get in court, this court hearing that doesn't even have anything to do with my name. It's because of this lawyer or the owners mess up and not putting the right name appropriately, addressing things, and then fixing the error whenever it happened and kept trying to sleep it underneath the rug. Now, I understand.
Stop, Mr. Martin. I don't care about any of that. You used your wife's ID to get this room. You've been living there October, November, December, January, and February, and you've paid no rent. You have clear notice of every hearing. And all you've done is whine and complain that you didn't get sufficient notice. You got notice. You've been living there for 6 months without paying any rent, and you use your wife's ID to get in there. She's never even lived there. So they're willing to give you until Monday. Monday is a court holiday. So I'm going to give you until next Tuesday to be out, or you're subject to being evicted.
Question.
Yes, sir.
So just for the record, because I'm going to pursue this outside of court into the next steps, I'm not going to be given a fair through right process like everybody else is.
You've been given a fair process. There are
one piece of paper with a name on it that's not mine, and I made it to one hearing. And now it's this a week later, that's not even 30 days. You know what I'm saying? Normally you get the notice to quit, which is what, 7 or 10 days? And then you have the first formal hearing, then you have the second formal hearing.
Your Honor, he's a trespasser. He doesn't get a notice to quit.
Yes, everything is in your wife's name and she's not there and has never lived there. And so you're complaining that you've got 6 months worth of free rent. Well, they don't want to do that anymore. So you have until Tuesday, which will be February 20th.
But they're not even being on, like, is Mel there? Is Mel here for the court hearing?
Yes, Mel is here.
Okay, so at one point when I did come in and pay, I gave my ID to Mel and they had my ID, so I don't understand why this is a problem.
I'll say, so on one hand, you contend they're not doing the right person. On the other hand, you contend it should be you. The bottom line is, I already did a writ of eviction, but there was a different room number because they moved you to a different room because of no heat. So you were supposed to be out 6 weeks ago. We've had several hearings since. You've paid no rent. So they're giving you until February 20th. So I'll sign the order. We'll send it to that room. And you got till next Tuesday, actually probably Wednesday, before the sheriff comes to your door. Paige Martin, you have anything to add?
I mean, honestly, Your Honor, like when I got the room or whatever, it was
Will you
in an
stand
understanding
still?
that it was.
Stand still. You're making me dizzy.
I'm sorry, I'm really late going back into work. Like I'm gonna get in
Okay.
trouble.
Okay.
It was in an understanding that, the room, like his ID was going to be taken and, and I understand, things are the way they are, you don't pay, obviously, but, I have a little sympathy, like he did lose most of his finger, you know what I'm saying, in a freak accident. And his disability, that's the only thing that's wrong is, he's got to wait on disability or it would have been paid. He had a job, he was paying and, an accident happened. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's deliberately saying, F you, like I'm not going to pay. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Thank you. All right. Get into work.
All right.
Mr.
Thank you so
Martin?
much, Your Honor.
You're good to go. All right. The date for the writ. I'll just sign it on the 20th.
Well, then just throw that up in the basket for Bruce.
I have it here.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. All right.